Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be talking about my journey to becoming self-employed in 2021. I'm going to talk about what the past 6 months have looked like for me since I quit my full-time job back in February. For those that don't know me, my name is Aid. I'm a music festival content creator, and like I said, it has officially been 6 months since I quit my full-time job back in February, and so I really wanted to create this video just to talk about, what has happened since then. I know my girl Emma Capotis did a video that was very similar to this. Our journeys have been very similar as to what has been going on, so I really just wanted to dive in and talk about it. If you do like today's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to vibe with me. I also have a very exciting announcement towards the end of this video, so definitely stay tuned. So I think the best place to start is to back it up a little bit as to how we got here. So I started Vibe with Aid back in 2017, and it was during a time where I had just moved to Austin. I just started my career in digital marketing, and I was working full time, but I was also doing this digital marketing apprenticeship. And throughout my first few months of being employed by someone else, I knew right away I wanted to work for myself. I told my mom, like probably a couple weeks into my full-time job or a couple months into my full-time job, that I was going to work for myself. Like I just knew after working on Vibe with Aid that I wanted to do something more for myself, and I wanted to be more in control of my time. I wanted to be working more towards my vision and not someone else's vision. And so I launched vibewithaid.com, which started out as a music festival blog, just diving into how to prepare for music festivals and helping other people go to music festivals. I had been to Coachella, EDC, ACL, like all these really big festivals, and I really just wanted to put that content somewhere to help someone else out because I was such a type A planner. And I was like, maybe if I start a website, I can share with other people what I've learned since going to music festivals and help others feel really comfortable and safe going to music festivals and things like that. And it's become so much more. Like when I started, there was no such thing as a festival content creator. Like there were writers for music blogs and festivals and things like that, but there really wasn't dedicated content creators and influencers like there are now. So I definitely started at the most perfect time, I think. And Emma and I, we started around the same time. And so I started out with the blog. I converted my Instagram into Vibe with Aid. It was Adriana Ramos, I think, before. Converted that into Vibe with Aid, and then I started also posting videos to YouTube, and those were like your typical after movie type videos. So it wasn't until January of 2018 that I started doing YouTube with the sit down videos and getting comfortable in front of the camera. So it's been a slow progression, and throughout this time, I was just continuously still working my 9 to 5 and spending any time outside of that working on Vibe with Aid. I was working on weekends to film videos, and I was editing videos during the week. I was just doing whatever I could because I believed in Vibe with Aid so much. And I just wanted it to continue to grow and to keep on going to festivals and to keep on meeting people. And so for a little bit, I was hanging on to that. I was hanging on to 9 to 5, working that way, and then, doing Vibe with Aid on the side. And it wasn't until, 2020 happened that everything kind of changed. When I was going into 2020, I knew that I wanted to quit my job. I just knew it needed to happen at some point in 2020. I just didn't know what I was going to do. My parents, who I love so much, they were really wanting me to look for another job. And I just was like, I just cannot go work for someone else. Like, that's just not what I want to do. I was like, if I'm gonna quit, like I'm gonna work for myself. And at first they weren't in love with the idea. My parents have both worked at companies for very long periods of time, and so for me to say that I wanted to do this on my own, they were just very hesitant at first. And so they were like, well, just explore all options, right? And I was really planning on 2020 to be a big year for my channel, for my brand. Like it was going to look like that, with all the festivals I had planned. I was also single. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And then, obviously everything happened. I came back from Cross Music Festival, and all these festivals were getting canceled left and right. And so then we were on lockdown, and I just decided to stay at my job. I was very grateful to have had a job throughout the whole pandemic. And so my plan was just to stay. We didn't know how long this was going to last, and I didn't know what the next steps were. So I just stayed at my current job and, working from home, that did give me more time to work on Vibe with Aid. So I did, still put out content consistently. I was playing around with TikTok, I was just doing the best I could. But I was just trying to figure out, how could I make Vibe with Aid full time, or what could I be doing to work for myself essentially. And so during this time, I have always had this feeling of coaching. Back in 2017, I was working with a career coach and I saw such a great benefit with working with a coach. And that was also when I decided that I wanted to be a life coach, but I had my own self-limiting beliefs of like, oh, I need to be older, I need to have more experience, so on and so forth. I was keeping myself from that. So I put that idea in a box far away in my head, never opened it, right? And so going throughout 2020, I was like, maybe I'll go into content coaching, social media coaching, maybe I'll just do marketing freelancing. Like I was going between all of these ideas and still saving money because we didn't have festivals. So I'm very grateful for that I was able to save a nice amount of money to feel comfortable to make the jump. And then it was actually towards the end of 2020, I was doing an episode for Let's Vibe podcast, and one of my subscribers and now clients, Shirley, she submitted a question asking what my dream goal or life path goal is, because she could picture me being a life coach and that I would be really good at it and that she would be a client of mine. And if it wasn't for her sending me that question, we would not be sitting here today to talk about this, because that question kicked it off. And I was like, you know what? Like, why not? Why can't I be a coach? And I had been following Maddie Maple for a very long time. She is also a raver, festival goer turned coach. She coaches more on confidence and manifestation and everything like that. And I was like, she's younger than me and is doing this and is just like absolutely thriving. So why can't that happen for me? You know what I mean? Going into 2021, I was like, well, pandemic looks to be lightening up a little bit. Like vaccines are happening. Like this is all really great stuff. So like this is probably the time for me to figure it out and figure out that next step. And so I hired Maddie as my business coach. She put it in a podcast. Like if you are wanting to become a coach or you are wanting help in your business and all these things, like, let's work together. And I took that as a sign. I hit her up. We started working together and we started the beginning of January. And it was just so crazy how it all happened, because the moment I signed on with her and just started putting things into place, like coming up with Find Your Vibe coaching, and this is what I want to coach on, helping people find their why, the world and the universe just started to make space, which I know just sounds crazy, but my job became a place where I couldn't work there anymore. And not necessarily in the sense of like, I just couldn't like work there because I was just like over it. Like things happened where I was like, this is my sign to leave. Like everything was fine, but I was like, if this is a sign that I've been waiting for, like this is it. Like I just need to do it. And so that happened at the end of January. I put in my 2 weeks and February 5th was my last day and I launched Find Your Vibe coaching. And so I launched my coaching business. I also picked up some marketing freelancing work. I was doing about 10 hours of marketing freelancing work with an old manager of mine. And that really helped me to at least secure bills for the next month or two. And I also had my savings, of course. So I really was just in a place where I was just like, you know what? We'll see how this works. If not, I have my marketing experience to fall back on, but I at least have to give it a go. You know what I mean? I was like, I at least have to try. So I launched Find Your Vibe coaching, took on some practice clients for 4 weeks, and then I fully launched and started taking paid clients in March, and I sold out my one-on-one coaching, and I launched group coaching in April and May. Sold that out. Everything has just been a whirlwind and it's just been so crazy, but that's how we got here. And it was crazy that it's all happened in just 6 months. And the reality that has happened for me that I've been able to make happen happened so much faster than I anticipated, but I'm so happy with all of it. And so that's kind of how we got here. And I know it's a more condensed version, and I'm not saying that there wasn't any struggle. There have definitely been struggles, like my imposter syndrome comes back those self-limiting beliefs come back, but I really just believe in what I'm doing and I'm so excited about. That's basically how we got here. So currently, as everything stands right now, I have a couple of income streams, I guess is the best way to put it. Coaching is one of my main income streams. So I do one-on-one coaching. I coach my clients on helping them find their why, so helping them find purpose. And then I also have a one-on-one mentorship program. So that's for people that like they know what their purpose is or they know what their goals are. They just need help executing. I have my first group coaching wrapping up in just a few weeks. That one was called Recharge Your Vibe, and it was basically just to help women find more direction in life again and to just really get more balance in their life. Those are the different offerings I have there that come with different pricing, and depending on how many people are a part of those things affects that income as well. So I've definitely learned with coaching, it's just always going to be up and down, which is totally fine. I'm just kind of going with it, and everything this year is all an experiment. And then next year, I can take back all the data from this past year and just perfect things for next year. So that's one income stream. The second income stream I have is marketing freelance. I have about 5 hours with my old manager, Jenny. So I've been doing some marketing freelancing work for her. I also am doing some for marketing freelancing for Gray Area. Emma's also working with them as well. So I'm helping out with newsletter and TikTok. That one is awesome because I get to work on house music and just work on content about house music. So that has been a really fun project for me to have. So that's another stream I have. And then I have some stuff with Vibe with Aid. So that has some income here and there through affiliate links. Google AdSense can bring in some. And then just some other random things from time to time I can get some extra income on. So you guys watching these videos or you guys purchasing from the links and the codes that I support definitely helps me out just a little bit with some commission. So every little bit counts, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where everything is at right now for how I'm making money to sustain myself. Not once have I regretted this decision, or not once have I been like, oh, maybe it would be better to be back at a corporate job, or maybe it would be better to be back working for someone. I haven't really felt that, and I've just been really happy to be in charge of my own income and in charge of my finances and just doing what I can, which also brings me to the main reasons why I was stopping myself was taxes and health insurance. And now that I figured that out, I'm like, why was I letting those two things stop me before? You know what I mean? Wrapping kind of this up, just to give you guys some tips. I just wanted to share obviously what I've learned in the past couple of months. In case this is something that you are wanting to do or you're wanting to explore as well. This has been 4 years in the making, maybe 3.5 years in the making. I know it probably could have happened a lot faster, but I'm so happy with how everything has progressed because it's all happened for a reason. All of my coaching clients came from Vibe with Aid. They've either been subscribers who have watched the vlogs, they follow me on Instagram, they follow me on TikTok. Everyone that I've helped so far helped me in my journey. And so it just feels really good to give back and help in that way. It's just such a crazy full circle moment. You know what I mean? So I wanted to just kind of share how I got here and how you can get here as well. A couple of the tips that I have for you guys. So number one, plant your seeds is definitely the biggest one that you can start with. Just start something. If you have a passion for something, whether it's fitness or business or content creating, whatever it is, just start it because you never know where it can take you. Emma and I just hosted our first masterclass on how to become a festival content creator. It's happening today as I'm filming this video. And it's just been so crazy looking back at where her and I started because so much has transpired just by starting our channels and starting our brand. It all started with that. And so I highly just recommend just start looking into something and just start doing. Don't wait to be motivated. Don't wait for the right time to come. Because then you'll be 30, 40, 50 years old wishing you would have started now. We are in such a great time to be starting something and just to be exploring something. And it's okay to have trial and error. I've learned so much about myself just by trying. Whether something works well for me, doesn't work well for me. I've really just gotten really good at just trying things out. And if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Sometimes we have to think that we have to be all in or nothing, but it's okay to just try things out and see how you like it. So start planting those seeds now. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start researching. How do you start a YouTube channel? There's so much information out on Google Like, I Google a lot of things. I'm not going to lie. I Google a lot of things. And if you are not willing to do the research and put in the work, then that's a whole other conversation for another time. But at least just start, maybe just start brainstorming things that really excite you. I did vibe with Aid while I was working a 40-hour full-time job and I was going to class Tuesday and Thursday nights. I gave up my weekends. I gave up my Friday nights. Like, I really just put in the work because I believed in it so much and I wanted to make it work. A lot of the times I hear, like, I just don't have the time or the energy, and you definitely can. It's just a matter of where your priorities are at. Another thing is figure out, that path that works really well for you. I help my clients with this and finding their why. So figure out, do you want to stay in that career that you've been in for however long, or does that career still really excite you, or are you doing it because you should be doing it? Are you trying out this hobby because you feel like you should be doing it, or do you actually enjoy it? And so if you start really questioning yourself as to why you're doing the things that you are doing, hopefully that path will become more and more clear. It took me a while to figure out the path of life coaching because I was just figuring out those different paths of like, okay, I could go down this type of coaching or that type of coaching until I landed on one that just felt so good. And life coaching just feels really good to me. The next tip I have is start saving money. So whatever you can do to start saving money, just putting away as much as you can into savings. Start saving on expenses by like cutting out unnecessary costs and maybe just restrict your spending for a little bit. I definitely cut back on my spending when I quit my job just because I was like, I don't know what my income's going to look like. So we're just going to dial it back a little bit. I have only dipped into my savings for necessary purchases like getting a new laptop or getting some other things that I needed for the business and stuff like that. But otherwise, like I was pretty strict with my spending because I saw the computer as like a necessary investment because I do all my business on it. You know what I mean? The next tip I have is just take action any way you can, just starting today. This is similar to those planting the seeds. Just start doing something. Just start figuring out if this is for you or this is something that you want to do. There will never be the right or perfect time to go after what you want in this life. And then the last thing that I know I will get some questions on is taxes and health insurance. And so I had a little bit of time when it came to health insurance because I was just about to turn 26. So I was still on my parents' health insurance for a little bit. So I had some time to kind of shop around and figure it out. I currently use Sidecar Health. I get like a little credit card. I take that credit card with me to the doctor's office. They swipe the credit card and then Sidecar covers whatever portion of it. And then I get a bill that goes onto my credit card and then I pay that off. So that was the best option I could find. I'm paying around $260 a month, I want to say. There are also some healthcare options through the government. I just didn't look into those, but I really like Sidecar and someone recommended it to me and I've liked it so far, so I'm going to stick with that one. I did get LASIK eye surgery, so I don't need vision insurance, thankfully. Dental, my dentist has their own dental insurance, so I went through them. I'm paying about $120 a year. As long as you use like a budgeting tool, I use a budgeting tool called You Need a Budget, so I can literally put away every month like, okay, this is for health insurance, this is for this insurance, so on and so forth. So that was something I was really nervous about, but ever since figuring it out, I'm like, why was I worrying so much about it? You know what I mean? And then as for taxes, so I did set up Find Your Vibe Coaching as an LLC, so I will be doing a single member LLC, I think, for my taxes. I have just been putting away about 30% of my income just to put that away for now. I have a separate savings account for that. And then also I'm putting away a little bit for retirement. I'm probably putting away about like 4 to 5%. That is what I was putting away at my old job. I do have a 401k. That is where my retirement fund is. So I was able to move my retirement funds from my company to my own. So I'm managing that on my own. Taxes, I will be getting a tax person and an accountant soon. I've been doing my own research just to figure it out. I know I could probably, move to quarterly taxes. That's something I'm definitely thinking about. I just need to find an accountant and a tax person, but I've been keeping track of everything. So that is mainly what I've learned in the past 6 months. I really just wanted to dive in and kind of give you guys my experience on the past 6 months. It's been so crazy to go through all of this in such a short amount of time, but I'm so grateful for all of it. And I just want to help other people do the same if that is meant for your path and your purpose. And so if you have any questions, feel free to comment it down below. I'll also link my coaching website if you are ever interested in my services. I would love to work with you. Like I said, I have my main program, which is helping people find their why, find purpose, and how to live it out. And then I do a one-on-one mentorship. So maybe if you are wanting to make the jump to self-employment life, I could also help coach you and keep you accountable to make a jump like that. And we can also, brainstorm different things and things like that. I also, with this video, will be announcing that I am launching my next group coaching program, and I'm so excited to share it because it's going to be about branding and marketing, which you guys know I have extensive background in. And so introducing Brand Your Vibe. It's going to be a 12-week group coaching program. It's going to be held on Zoom. We start on September 8th. We're going to be in the evening time. I'm still figuring out the time. My life has completely changed from starting my own brand, Vibe with Aid. It's also changed because I started my own business, Find Your Vibe Coaching. And so this program is going to be designed to help you create the brand of your dreams, whether you have a business idea, you want to get into content creating, or you want to have a personal brand that's really strong and feels really good to you. And so I really do invite you to join this program and to apply for this program if you are interested in building a brand that feels really good and authentically aligns with your goals and your purpose and what you have planned. And I just want to give you everything I know on how to create a successful and infectious brand that people want to engage with. So whether you want to build a community, whether you want to make sales, or whether you want to build your client list, whatever that may look like for you and your goals, I'm going to be giving you guys everything that you need to create a really solid brand strategy and then how to market that brand. So whether that is through social media, email marketing, I'm going to go in on all the marketing experience I have. So I'm super, super excited about this program. Like I said, it's going to be 12 weeks. I will also be having a special brand workshop with the queen, seriously, Hallie. She helped me create both of my logos for Vibe with Aid and Find Your Vibe Coaching. So I really wanted to have a workshop with her for you guys. And she's going to be giving all her tips and tricks on what it means to have a brand that visually stands out and feels really good to you as well. So super excited about all of this. Like I said, this is a launch for it. So if you feel called at all to apply, I will leave the link down below. You can also find more info on my website that I will link down below for you guys. I have a workbook. It's called the Brand Vision Workbook. It is a 4-step guide into how to create your brand vision. So if you want to get more clear on that vision first, definitely download that. I will also put the link down below. So there's going to be lots of goodies in the description for you guys. So if you apply between now and August 17th, you can lock in that early bird pricing. So all you have to do is just submit an application. I will reach out. We will have a discovery call. We'll make sure that this is a good fit for you. Then you will decide whether you would like to join Brand Your Vibe. So I'm so excited about what's to come through this and just to help so many people kick off their brands, businesses, whatever it may be. So let me know if you have any questions. That was my big spiel for this video. I'm so grateful to have been on this journey, and I just want to help other people do the same for themselves. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to vibe with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.